Hey, this is Eran Stern, and thank you for purchasing broadcast graphic templates for Premiere Pro based on Boris Continuum Complete. In this first tutorial, I want to go through the installation process. So here on my desktop, I've got the folder, which you probably also have after unzipping it. The name of the folder is BGT, Broadcast Graphic Templates PR for Premiere. Let's open it up by double-clicking on it. And first, let's take a quick look on the README first document, which nobody reads. But I just want to share it with you just in case. So the minimum requirements for using these templates are Adobe Premiere Pro version CC, Creative Cloud or higher. Then you need Boris Continuum Complete version 8.3 or higher. You also need to make sure that you have the latest version of QuickTime Player. You can get it from quicktime.com or apple.com. And these presets, or templates I should say, runs perfectly on both Windows 7 and above and macOS 10.5 and higher. So this is what you need to know before starting. There is also a list of what's included here. So we've got the templates, of course, all the fonts, source files, and textures, which are included in a different folder, I will show you in a moment, and a PDF gallery, which should get you started with the content. And of course, the tutorials that you see here. So let's quit out of this document, or maybe just close it down. In this folder, you have also a couple of other elements, such as the content gallery PDF. We will take a look at it in a moment. You've got your fonts folder, which I highly recommend to install before using those templates. So either just drag it to your system font folder or double click on this and just ask it to install font. This is similar for both macOS and Windows. There is also the source files folder, which hosts all the elements, the external files, texture, and some vector art files that needed for using these templates. And of course, the templates folder that hosts all the templates themselves according to the similar name that we will see in the PDF file. I just want to mention that you should always keep the templates and the source files together to avoid errors of mismatching files or missing files. I will show you how to handle these errors in a later tutorial, but just as a safety precaution step, make sure that you always carry both folders together so the templates and the source file will be in the same directory as you see it over here. Now let's press on the content gallery, double click in order to open it in the PDF viewer. Here you will see thumbnails of all the templates. And of course, as instructed, if we will press on the image, we can see a video preview of this specific template. This is a hypertext, so you can always press Ctrl F or Command F and try to search for a word that you are after. For example, let's type down the word science here. And of course, we can see that this one has science in its description. Let's press next. We will see that, of course, this one also has science in its description. So this is another way to look inside this template. And there are, of course, a couple of others like this one, which also have science in its description. I urge you to play at least once each one of these little movies, so you get the first impression of what the package consists of. Now let's choose one of them. For example, this one, the dark, mysterious, and action template named Breakout. And I want to show you how easy it is to change this template, modify the titles according to your needs. So I'm going to quit out of Adobe Acrobat, return to the templates folder, and I'm going to double click on this Breakout template in order to launch Premiere Pro and modify the preset. When you open those templates, you will see a couple of things that are common to all of them. I try to make it as efficient and simple to use as possible. So in the project panel, you will see the main template, which will be outside the folder. And this folder, the source files folder, is the folder that hosts all the elements needed for this template. In our case, this is just one texture file and a black video. You can always switch the views here to see it in an icon view, then double click on those elements and examine them if you need to. I'm just going to return to the list view, which is more comfortable to me. These are fairly complicated projects, so most of the templates will have at least 5 layers of video and sometimes even more. You can drag the cursor over here to get your first impression, and just make sure, in order to speed things up, that you are using the quarter resolution here inside Premiere Pro. Don't worry about it in terms of quality. When you will render it, and I will show you in a moment how to do it, it will always use the full resolution. And also when you pause your playhead over here, it will switch to the full image. So you can always press on the tilde key to get a full frame, full quality preview of the template. Here in the timeline, you will see 2 colors in terms of the labels of the videos. I tried to keep everything similar, so every time that you see this mango color, it means that these layers should stay as is, meaning that you should try to avoid modifying and changing the mango layers. These are all the elements that are surrounding the text itself. The sky blue here, or as Premiere call it, cerulean color, these are the text layer which should be changed or modified according to your needs. So for instance, I've selected the title layer over here, video 6 in my case, and we can see that there is a BCC extruded text effect. All you need to do is press on this little setup button. For most of them, you don't even need to open the effect, so just press on this little setup button and type down whatever you want. For example, in this case, instead of breakout, let's type down new record. I'm just going to press apply. And of course, it immediately changes to the new type. And this is all you have to do. It is so simple. Let's do it once again. Let's select the tagline here, press on this little setup icon, and let's try to type something else here. Let's say, we will say here, officially amazing. So we have a new record, officially amazing. And now, if you want, you can continue to modify it. For example, I'm going to this flyout menu over here, and let's present the safe margin, just to verify that our titles are not going outside of the safe area title here. So the second line is okay, but the first one may need our attention. So I'm going to select it, and there are actually 2 ways in order for you to change it. The first one is go back to the setup menu, and here you've got this tracking slider, which can be set to negative or positive values. I'm going to cancel out of this one, and I just want to show you that if you open up the effect over here and scroll down until you'll see the letter transformation, this of course is the BCC extruded text effect. So scroll down until you see the letter transformation option over here, and there you will have also a tracking value. I just wanted to show you this because in this case, this is what I've changed in this preset. Due to the fact that the word breakout is just one word, and I wanted to be a little bit more spaced out between those letters. So I'm just going to eyeball it to this number, maybe 6.3, and that's it. This is all we need to do. Now, of course, we can scrub the timeline just to get our first impression and see if this is what we are after, and I think it looks great. And once you're happy, you can go ahead and render the clip. In order to render it, you've got, of course, 2 options. You can go to the sequence menu and choose render effects into out, and this will render everything that you have on the timeline. In our case, it is 10 seconds long, And I just want to show you that this is not a long process. Although we have a lot of video files, some of them are hosting 3D effects, it will take Premiere less than 2 minutes to render everything. I'm not going to make you sit and watch the render bar, so I'm just going to pause the recording and then show you the final result. So the render is done. We can switch to full screen and press play in order to play the result. Since this is a rendered file, it will play the full resolution, although it says here a quarter of the resolution. And this is it. This is as simple as it can be. And now you are ready. You're ready to either use it in your own project, or if you like to, you can select the timeline, go to the file menu, choose export media, select your sequence settings or the desired format. Make sure to use previews, and you can also tick the import into project if you like Premiere to return the final processed clip back into your project. Just make sure that you don't save over this preset by going to the file menu and choose save as or save a copy, just to make sure that your original will stay intact. And that's it for the getting started tutorial. Make sure to watch the other tutorials to get some advice on workflow tips, replacing artwork, sound effects, and color modification. Remember that you have 21 great starting points, and this will allow you to spend less time on the design and concentrate more on the actual content itself. You can change the text, the titles, or replace the vector art logo, and all the rest will take care of itself.